Welcome back to Unplugged. We got a good one for you guys this week. We got my brother Keyon Dooling stopping by. Also, the neighborhood hater is back. He said he wants a new name. Today, I guess we'll have to decide if he gets a new one or not. We'll be discussing a few topics going around, but particularly we're going to touch on the Stephen A. and LeBron James situation. Recently, everyone's known LeBron has taken exception to Stephen A.'s disrespect of his son, Bronny James. He walked up to him in the middle of a Knicks game and addressed him. Let's take a look at that. Well, here's one of the things we think that may have upset LeBron that Stephen A. said. Take a look at this clip.
I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
So obviously that situation went viral. I think Stephen A. himself said he wanted to sweep it under the rug, but he woke up the next day with the buzz of social media, his agency, ESPN. Everybody wanted to address it and wanted him to address it. So here's a clip of what he said.
That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father. And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard.
So fast forward just a couple of days ago, LeBron caught up with his former teammate and buddy, Richard Jefferson, pregame. Here's what they were talking about. So before I go into my point of view, let's bring the hater in. Welcome. You're bringing bottles in, bro. It's not even happy hour nowhere yet.
Captain, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Captain Save him.
That's not me.
So Geno, we had a real debate in our group chat about this very situation, and some of you guys made good points, but I took it from a father standpoint. I think I'm one of the few individuals who's been a player, who obviously has kids in this basketball space, and now is in the media. And although I love Stephen A is my guy, talk to him often, saluted him for his new $100 million deal. By the way, congratulations. But I don't always agree with what he says. Now, I don't know exactly what was said. I think we have a gist of what kind of pissed off Bron. But what was your take on Bron's reaction to what not only Stephen A has been saying, but a lot of people have been saying?
Well, let me just first say I'm not a father. So when you did say that in our chat, it I stepped back a little bit.
Change your perspective a little bit.
Yeah. But at the moment, both guys could be right and both guys could be wrong in that situation. Could LeBron have waited to come and talk to him after the game? Yeah, I guess. Also, what was Stephen A supposed to do with 6'8", 260 pounds?
Nothing.
Except sit there and stand there and
Same
listen.
thing the rest of the NBA has been
Right.
be able to do with him.
Right.
Nothing.
I heard the comment that he got mad at. Yeah, I would have been mad too if I was LeBron.
I just think it's interesting because, again, I took it straight as a father. When I seen it, it wasn't about LeBron, the superstar. And oddly enough, when Stephen A kind of addressed it, he said, he was talking to me as a father. And that's how I look at it. And everyone wants to say, well, granted, your son's in this space now. He's fair game. And like I said, two things can be true. He is fair game now. But I think it holds a different amount of... What's the word I'm looking for? It just, when Stephen A is at the top of the list now. He's the number one black sports media guy in the game. Well-deserved. Just signed a huge deal. So I think when he says things, it carries more weight. You know what I mean? Because like I said, he hasn't been the only one that said it. And let's keep it real. These kind of altercations have happened a lot in the past. Probably less during social media because people can kind of go to war of words. But when I first got in the league, if a writer or someone says some shit you didn't like, the next time you saw him, you were going to address that. And that's happened a lot. So that's something that's not too uncommon. But I just think my whole stance is LeBron has probably been the most scrutinized superstar in the history of sports, period. And I think he knew what he signed up for. Now, on the flip side, the father side, understanding Bronny's path to the league. Some people say he belongs. Some people say he doesn't belong. By the way, he's killing in the G League right now at 21, 5-5. NBA numbers haven't been very solid, but he's still young. He's still growing. Never in the history of the NBA has the 55th pick ever been this big of a deal. Ever. But I just think, again, when Stephen A says something, it hits different with some guys. And granted, could he have handled it a different way? And that's what you guys are saying. This was Bron, wanting everyone to see. And I didn't look at it that way at all. I just thought, as a father, he's seen the dude. It brought the rage up, and I'm gonna address that shit right where I'm at. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. I'm at the airport. I'm at the game. I see him in LA live. I'm gonna address it. And I think that's how I kind of took the situation. But I just think at the end of the day, people have to understand, man, like, again, LeBron signed up for this. He's the face of the league. He's worn the cape for a long time, and he's been scrutinized heavily. Whether he deserves it or not is up to the people scrutinizing. But it's different, man, when you have your kids and your children.
Well, I know one thing. I'm never talking about Bronny disrespectfully again.
Because he might slap the shit out
man,
of you.
but
You said a few things in this area about
No,
Bronny.
But I was in a dark place during that time.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
we were in 10th place, 9th, 10th place. You know how it goes. But Bronny, man, I want you in the game. Let's be successful. Let's get you in the game, man. Let's go, man.
Whoa,
Come on, Bronny.
who is this?
Let's do it, man. Let's get his
So
jersey
you're
around
trying
here.
to say LeBron checking Stephen A shook you.
Yeah, but I thought you said they can't whoop us.
They can't whoop me.
Oh no. Oh, it's like I thought it was all the smoke.
But I wasn't talking.
Us.
I wasn't talking bad about Bronny. Yeah.
My dog. No, I love you, Bronny, man. I hope the best for you, though.
No,
bro.
it's just a tough situation.
Yeah.
And again, I think there's a blowover, but I just think people have to take a step back again. I mean, yeah, we get paid a lot of money for you to be able to say whatever you want, but talking about our kids is different, whether our kids are pros or not pros. I would always take offense to it, and people already know how I move. Some of my crew asked me earlier what would I have done, and you guys already know what time
I
I'm
already
on.
know what time
So
you on, baby.
you already know what kind of time I'm
yes,
on.
indeed.
So again, love Stephen A. Don't always agree with what he says, and again, he's not the only person that is criticized or critiqued. There's been a lot of noise around Bronny, and I think I salute Bronny for no, not really flashing back. He said a few things here and there, but to have the world always talking shit about you at 19, 20 years old cannot be easy.
Right,
and
right.
I think his dad's kind of prepped him for the mental toughness it's going to take to succeed in this league. But again, man, wish them the best. Wish Bronny the best still. But let's move on to your Lakers. These boys have been looking solid. 8 out of the last 10, 16 and 4 in their last 20, Nate?
I noticed you guys didn't have me on during that stretch because me happy is bad for business around here, apparently. So come on, let's
last
go.
15 games, they're number 1 in the league in defense.
Man.
In Luka's 11 games, they're number 3. They're 13 overall. These guys are playing with a new energy. Luka has taken a huge load off LeBron. You and Ray, in particular, who's sitting behind the camera, were real Luka haters.
Oh yeah.
Has your opinion changed at all?
Absolutely. 100%. But let's be honest. I never hated on Luka before he put on our uniform.
Right, but you still hate it though.
A little bit.
If you want to tell him sorry, you could tell him right there in that camera.
Not yet. Let's hold tight on
Okay.
that. Okay. Let's get through this next 10 days. Okay. Because 10 days is aggressive. Okay. So, but yeah, I was wrong about Luka. He makes us look good. He's giving LeBron a break,
Huge
which is
break.
the biggest thing for us right now.
Huge break. I love that Bron can go to the bench now for extended amounts of time. I love that LeBron defers to Luka pretty much the whole entire game until the fourth quarter, so he can save his energy. We've seen spurts of Bron in the third and fourth quarters. It looks like it's a few years ago, like where he's taking off on people late in the game. I think this Luka experiment has been extremely successful up to this point. Obviously, the goal for the Lakers is always to win rings, but I think they've put themselves in a position to possibly come out of the West now.
And right now.
Come out of the West. They got to be healthy. I think they got a little reality check with Boston. I think Boston ran the shit out of them in the first half, and you saw their legs get a little tired in the second half. Bad news, Bron growing, 40, how old is he, 41? 40 years old, and a strain growing, and we're about 6 weeks from the playoffs. What are Laker fans thinking, and what's your level of concern with Bron's injury?
I think we want to step back right now. I mean, it couldn't have happened at a perfect time. Let's see if Luka can hold it down, like while LeBron is gone. I mean, you guys were on my ass about talking about AR being untouchable, but now it's we kept you. Now it's time to step up big now. So am I optimistic about it? Yeah, I am.
I like the pieces this team has had. I mean, I think Connect is playing with the chip on his shoulder since he almost got traded. Obviously, AR hasn't been playing great the last few games, but overall has had a great season. Someone who's really stepped his game up is Jackson Hayes.
Oh, man.
I think he's turned into a young Tyson Chandler-ish. The constant lob threat. I mean, he's He's eating, and they need that. And I think they missed him in Boston, definitely. But I think overall, man, 8-2 in the last 10, 16-4. I think we got to give JJ some credit,
Oh, man. Coach of the Year candidate. I
Man,
have
talk
tell
to him. I saw Bubs at the SC UCLA game, and we went in the back and talked at halftime, and I just asked him what it was like. I was like, I was just like, I see a few new gray hairs. He's just like, I love this shit. I love this. I love our team. I love what we have. He thinks they have something special. And you were a little skeptical of him at the beginning too, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the dude came off the Little League circuit.
He came off
before he
coaching
got
his
here.
sons to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like no one's ever done that.
Yes, but obviously I took for granted his knowledge about basketball.
Huge.
I was wrong, and he got us looking great.
And was
now.
I right again? Because I think at the very beginning I said JJ is going to be great at this
But
position.
you want me to clap for you, man?
I just want
Good
you to
Lord.
recognize
you
it.
got it.
It's
Just one
hard
time,
for you
okay?
to admit when you're wrong and I'm right.
I told you it's bad for
And it
business
happens
when
a
I'm
lot.
happy here, you guys. Good Lord.
Word is you don't like your name.
The hater?
Yeah.
Because I'm a lover, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
The
hate is harsh.
What would you like your name to be? Because you've made a mark in the social media world with the name and your presence. Like, give me a couple.
I am
suggestions.
LA's finest, though.
LA's
you know
finest.
that when you step around the city with me and see all the love that I get out here, man. So come on now. Okay, you're who you are because anyway. Don't get me started. Here we go.
I get the love fucking with you.
Come on, man. I got the green light off you out here, so come on now.
When was the green light on me?
You was green out here.
Damn.
I got the green light off on you.
The green light was on me?
Just say thank you next time, man.
So you want your name to... I'm going to have to talk to the team. LA's finest is what you want to go
I love
by
it.
now on.
Yeah, that's what they call me anyway.
Who?
You know what I mean?
I've known you for
Come on now.
half my life, and I've never heard no one say that.
Here we go.
I've known you since I was 18, and no one has ever said LA's finest.
They don't want me smiling or happy. Yeah, they don't want me happy.
Insane.
Yeah.
With one of our newest sponsors, Rode, we have a new segment, Sparks or Fire.
Come on.
How has it been treating you? Did you put it to work this weekend?
The little red pellet has you like a rock waller.
Does it?
Okay.
They not ready for you out here, huh? Do I need like any like caution, like be careful? Like, do I need to give people a heads up that I'm on this?
Man, no.
Just surprise them.
Yes, absolutely. But you got to maintain that after.
Okay.
So
Once you set that standard,
yes,
you
we gotta
can't
go
down.
You gotta let go.
So your flow. I mean, I see like your skin is clear. Like you're
glowing.
like. I guess when you're putting it down, life is good.
Yeah, man. I told you I was in a dark place, man. And that's one thing that helped me get up out of it.
And Rose Sparks got you out of it.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
Lakers are up. You're up.
Come on now. Row.co/smoke.
Man,
let's get it
to them.
Yes.
So Geno, is this LeBron Stephen A? Is this gonna blow over? Is this real smoke? This fake smoke? This fuck you for life? What is this current space that these two are in?
First of all, LeBron, we don't have time for any of that. You hurt, so let's get you back on the court. So let's put it to bed. Either you guys call and talk about it, or we'll talk about it
but
after
I
the
kind of
season.
like this fiery energy from Bron, though.
Absolutely.
Because it's going to translate on the court.
Absolutely, and we need that from him
Yes.
right now. Our team needs LeBron. And just think, man, we're dependent on a 40-year-old.
But do you think there's real smoke there from Bron?
Yes. Anytime a father confronts a man,
Yes.
there is real smoke out there until they
Absolutely.
deal with it, or they'll never speak again. One or the other.
Yeah, I think Bron is good with the latter, but we'll see.
Yes.
Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail.
But Stephen A, $100 million for 5 years.
Congratulations,
Incredible, bro.
Congratulations.
Seriously,
That's
I
what
gotta
said.
clap up for you for
That's
that.
my guy, man. 100 million. Again, sometimes you just got to watch what you say.
Yeah.
Whether you stand on it or not.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you talk about people's kids, whether on professional setting or not, that's means for fades.
Absolutely.
So,
But we know Stephen A don't want that fade with
no,
LeBron.
we seen him boxing one
Yeah,
time. You
man,
my dog,
yeah.
but we need some work with them hands.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with you either, LeBron, okay? So come on, man.
Hey,
Let's just keep
Bron,
it sport.
hey, Bron, you shook this dude. You checking Stephen A shook this dude.
Come on,
man.
come on.
Well, LA's finest, man. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, too, man.
Thank
I
you,
should have
dog.
started
We'll see
with
you
that.
next week.
Absolutely.
Yep. What up, y'all? This is Matt
Your boy Stack.
from the All the Smoke podcast.
Big news. We're teaming up with the ultimate sneaker plug, StockX.
You see it. It's on our feed. Let me put you on to something real quick. If you're serious about sneakers and style, you need to be on StockX.
For the rash kicks to the latest releases, StockX gives you access to everything you need to level up your game. No more missing out, just straight up access to what's next.
Head to StockX.com or download the StockX app to level up your collection.
It's the game changer. StockX. Now you know. You ever had one of those moments when you want to elevate your night? Maybe it's a dinner with friends or a celebration that calls for something extra. That's where Grand Marnier comes in. You probably heard of it, but have you tried the signature drink? The Grand Margarita. It's the twist of a classic margarita. It has the smooth richness of Grand Marnier's cognac, and combined with orange liqueur, a bit of citrus, and just the right amount of sweetness. With a taste like that, it's perfect for any occasion. Whether you're chilling at the crib or out with friends, a Grand Marg remixes a regular cocktail into something extraordinary. Don't just settle for a good cocktail when you can have something grand. It's about making your next drink one to remember. So when you're making your next margarita, remix it and make it grand with Grand Marnier. Grand Marnier liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. 2025 Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style, drink responsibly.
Geno, what are these LA streets looking like these days, man? I ain't been in them in a minute.
Man, it's rough out there, man. The pool of women out there now, woo, you have to have it together, brother.
Are you out there performing though?
I am now.
Are you?
Yes.
What's the secret? No more popsicle sticks and duct tape?
Yo, no. We're way more advanced than that.
Okay,
now,
where you at with it?
They got this Row Sparks thing that I'm doing.
What's that?
It's a lozenge you drop under your tongue.
Okay.
And you get going. On average, 15 minutes, man, and you ready to go after
Really?
that, man.
Got your manhood right.
Absolutely. 12 o'clock, you like a rocket.
What's in them?
You're getting a combination of both.
Okay.
Other things that are
Heavy
out there
hitters.
right now. Absolutely.
I only get, one opportunity to make a first impression back here. They haven't seen me for a minute.
Yes. And you don't want to flatline with these girls nowadays, boy, because they'll talk about you. They have you on
definitely,
Instagram.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They have you on Instagram.
I've been on Instagram enough. I don't need to be on Instagram about
Yeah,
this.
you need to calm down too with that, by the way.
Now, is it consistent or is it just on call, you'll be ready?
I believe it's very consistent. Well, for me personally, it's consistent. You know what I mean? And I'm not ashamed to say it.
Okay. I mean, we're all getting a little bit older.
I am old.
You definitely are
Yes.
old. Well, I'm glad that you don't have to use the old antics you've been using in these LA streets for a while, and now you have something brand new. So
Yes.
you're almost like a new man out here.
Absolutely. You know, the Cougars love me out there. Man.
Do they?
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe it.
Man.
I believe
I'm a
it.
good
So where
guy.
can I go and get this?
Man, I got mine from road.co/smoke, man, and they had it right at my front doorstep, man.
If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off Sparks for your first order on a recurring plan. Connect with your provider at road.co/smoke to find out if prescriptions of Rose Sparks is right for you. That's road.co/smoke for $15 off your first order.
Now I want to welcome it back in my guy, Keyon Dooling.
Yes, sir.
KD, the Warriors have found something since picking up Jimmy Butler. 10-2 since he's joined the team. 4th best defense, 7th best offense during that stretch. Butler and Curry. What has been your assessment of this trade since it's gone down?
Man, the Warriors come out and play.
For real. We need the glass bottles.
They've been killing it. It's fun to see, Steph get that extra boost, right? Because he's one of those players that once he's gone, the game is gonna miss him. So to see him playing on this level, to see Jimmy, coming and putting his imprint on the team, and they're gonna get healthier when they get Kuminga back. They're going to get healthier. They're going to have a different element. They're going to be a very, very dangerous team, man, in the postseason.
Well, I mean, similar to what Luka's been able to do for LeBron, Jimmy is someone that can carry the Warriors over a stretch of time to allow Steph to steal some more minutes on the bench, since losing Clay and losing Jordan Poole and then, KD, all kind of Steph's sidekicks that were able to carry the team at times. Jimmy gives them that, and then also that tenacity on defense. And playoff Steph and playoff Jimmy, playoff Draymond is something I'm definitely looking forward to. What's interesting to me about this is obviously OKC sits at the top of the West, young, hungry team, have been, record-wise one of the best teams in the league the entire year, but they're young. When I look at the Western Conference, I look at the Lakers, I look at Denver, and I look at Golden State, are all teams with experience, with veterans that could very well represent. I mean, this could be the year that OKC runs through the Western Conference and represents the West in the finals. This can also be the year that OKC stumbles in the second round and one of these older, veteran, more experienced teams takes this one last run at the Western Conference before Oklahoma City really takes over.
I agree. 100% I agree with you. Styles make fights. I think nobody is really afraid of OKC. Nope. I think people would rather,
and that's not even disrespectful. You mean that's just me and you talking because we know experience is what wins in the playoffs.
I would rather avoid Joker at all costs, right? Just because he presents such a mismatch. He's a matchup problem on both ends, and he's unbelievable. And like I said, Styles make fights. So I agree. Nobody's ducking OKC smoke.
Kawhi hit the game winner on Sunday. Harden dropped 50 in this past week. The Clippers winners of their last 3. Kawhi's played 21 games this season. He's playing a lot of minutes right now, KD.
Yeah.
He's at 22, 6 and 3, 46% from the field. What has kind of been your outlook on the Clippers? I mean, James's resurgence. Kawhi is rounding into shape. Is he playing too many minutes? I don't know, but this team is looking very solid. Not someone we mentioned, but again, another team with a lot of experience, guys that have won championships before, one of the best coaches in the league. Thoughts on those two guys in particular, though, Kawhi and James, and the way they've really been able to kind of get their games back in shape?
This is the time of year where you see those teams rev up, like leading into the playoffs, right? Kawhi missing time. One is he's got degenerative issues. It's not that they're load managing and things like that. He's got real issues that he's going to have to deal with long after basketball ends. But you got T. Lue, championship pedigree. He gets the most out of his guys. Norman Powell got an opportunity to be highlighted this year. So now as he goes back to the third option, you have an extra weapon. They have size. They have versatility. They have the pedigree. And they're another team who's very, very dangerous.
Agreed.
Very dangerous.
It's funny how these older teams have kind of been playing under the radar the entire season, and now, you know, as players, we know season really, really gets going after All-Star, and now you're seeing these older teams round into form right at the perfect time. So it's going to be fun. I'm definitely looking forward to these Western Conference play-ins and playoffs.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, do old habits die hard with the Clippers? You know, Kawhi went healthy in the playoffs. I mean, he's got, two finals MVPs, right? 2 finals MVPs and 2 championships. But he hasn't necessarily been able to get there and be healthy. Harden has a history of kind of struggling in the playoffs. If Kawhi is healthy, are these guys able to kind of shake off these old habits and really be able to make a run come playoff time?
I think they can make a run as long as they don't run up against Denver. I think Denver is a mismatch problem.
Avoid Denver at all costs in the Western Conference.
All costs, at least in the first round, right? Because you can hit a rhythm, you can hit a stride, you can kind of get things going, and then you have days to recover in the playoffs, right? So you can recover and kind of, change the game plan and things like that, but it's yet to be seen. I think James is matured as a player. I think he's still playing at an extremely high level. I think he's so much more unselfish. Though he passed the ball and, made assists, I think he makes winning plays now, in particular on the defensive end. I saw a possession the other day where he got like 5 deflections in one possession, and that's just something we haven't seen. So I think these guys understand the height of the moment. I think they're hungry, and I think they believe that, hey, in a 7-game series, we can beat or compete with anyone.
I agree. Switching gears to some women's college basketball. Shout out to the Bruins. Yeah,
they got that dub yesterday.
Big Ten champions. Obviously, SC kind of had their number this season, and UCLA was able to get them when it counts. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to see them in the tournament, face each other. But JuJu has been absolutely incredible. Shout out to her. Big Ten Player of the Year. Probably will win National Player of the Year. She passes Caitlin Clark for the most points through 2 seasons of any women's college basketball player in the history. She's number 2 in scoring right now, behind Hidalgo, I think, at Notre Dame. Is it safe to say that the JuJu Watkins effect is here? I just saw this morning she signed with United Airlines, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
She is just absolutely killing it on all fronts, on and off the court. But what's up with this JuJu effect? We got something really coming down the pipeline, huh?
JuJu effect is real, brother. She brings a style and grace to the game outside of just her play and her skill set on the court. She glows, man, from the ponytail to her swagger to her smile. Like all the things that she brings, off the court, she brings them just as good on the court. She's unbelievable. She's a 3-level scorer. She can dribble, she can shoot, she can pass. I was so impressed. I saw her working with, I think it was Phil Handy this summer. And she had her right hand wrapped up. And I saw her getting all that left hand work in, right? And so when you see her now, last year she was right hand dominant. She went right quite a bit. But now she's got all these different counters going left. and she's just unbelievable, man. She's so good for women's basketball. I think her timing is perfect, man.
She's special,
She
very
is.
special, and I'm gonna jump out there right now. People may get mad. I think if she continues on this trajectory, she has a chance to be the greatest women's player ever, and that's
I
saying a
think
lot
so.
because a lot of great women have come before her, particularly Cheryl Miller, who drops this Thursday on All the Smoke. Make sure you check that
Can't wait to
out.
see it. Can't wait to see it.
But there's been a lot of amazing women. Obviously, Caitlin Clark has taken the world by storm, but JuJu is different. I've seen her in person. She's a big, solid frame, and she's still 19. Like, she's not one of these double holdbacks, red shirt. Like, she's the real age. She's supposed to be in the real grade she's supposed to be in, but just the way she plays. And I don't want to disrespect her game by saying she plays like a man because she's one of the best women in the game, but
Mm-hmm.
she plays like a man, bro. Like, her
She's
moves,
cold.
her rhythm, the way she gets to her spots, the way she goes downhill and gets these, and like, it is so impressive. I was sitting courtside with my homeboy Tracy Mills, who's her cousin, at UCLA when they beat us before we went to the Big Ten tournament, and just seeing that up close, it's absolutely incredible, man. So the sky is the limit. I'm happy for her and her family and her team. Obviously happy for the Bruins that were Big Ten champs, and hopefully we get a chance to collide with them one more time in the NCAAs. Men's tournament's right around the corner, which means what programs do you feel have the best shot in the Final Four? I have to admit, I haven't followed the men's as much as I've actually followed the women's this year. But any men's team stick out to you that really has a chance to make a good run?
I'm gonna say this. Next to the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, and the Euro League, the SEC is the best league in basketball outside of those things. I think they have so many teams. I think they're like 8 to 10 deep in that conference where they can be beat on any given night. Obviously, Duke having Cooper Flag is a favorite. They've had an incredible year. There's some sleepers in there. Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers are a sleeper to me. Penny is doing a really good job down there, and I think that program is going to continue to grow. I think they just got about $25 million in NIL money from FedEx, and so I'm expecting big things from Penny on that down there in Memphis. But if I had to make a choice, I'm gonna go with the best player. I think Duke. They're well coached. They're balanced. They have the pedigree. I don't think Cooper will get an opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament again. I think he's just a one and
You think
done.
he's out of here, huh?
You got to make it happen, in my opinion. And so I still think Duke is the favorite to win it all. But those SEC teams are going to be very dangerous, especially the ones that are seeded a little bit lower.
Keyon, I want to ask you real quick, and this is kind of even off script. The age of college basketball players these days. New rule that JUCO doesn't count against you. You can do 2 years of JUCO and come in as a freshman still.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing Auburn, who just got knocked off this weekend by Alabama. Great game. They came down the wire. Bama got them. But that Auburn team, like, their average age is older than the Oklahoma City Thunder. They got a 26-year-old on the team, 25-year-olds, some 24-year-olds. It's just so much different from when we played. You know what I mean? Like, one, we didn't do the holdbacks, and you redshirted if you were really hurt. Like, I think the portal, and this is not a knock on the kids at all because they're just utilizing the system. I think this obviously is an NCAA problem. But I commented on something a few weeks back where Rick Pitino said, like, we're not even recruiting high school kids this offseason.
Straight out the portal.
That kind of pissed me off because, I mean, when we were coming up, it was for kids turning into men. Now it's for pretty much grown-ass men that probably aren't going to go to the league. You know what I mean? If you think you're 20, and I'm saying this all due respect, if you're 25, 26 playing college sports, unless you're a quarterback, you're probably not going to go to the next level. And I just kind of feel like you're taking up space for young kids with, you know, that are supposed to have this type of opportunity. So what are your thoughts on just kind of the way the NCAA has these kids allowed to play? You got 26-year-olds playing against 18-year-olds. And people say, well, that's how it is in the league, but this is not the league. This is college.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are, Matt, if you let these guys come out early, right, and they go undrafted, let them come back to school, right? So they're still young enough where they can still grow, cultivate, get developed, make some money through NILs and things like that. What happens is when guys leave for the draft and they don't get drafted, you know what I mean? Like you lose a whole demographic of young players that you could potentially welcome back into the system. And so I think there's a loophole for the older guys and the late bloomers, you know, and not to minimize what they're doing. They're showing stick-to-itiveness. Most guys aren't going to play in the NBA.
Stick-to-itiveness.
Come
I
on
like
now.
that.
Come on now.
Yeah.
3 and 4
Yeah.
syllable words.
I see it.
But most guys are not going to play in the league anyway. And so to be able to, have that college experience, come out with a degree, extend, your adolescent years a little bit, I don't necessarily have a problem with it because it's not stopping our top talent from being one and done or going to the OTE or going overseas to play and coming back to the league. And so I think it leaves some room for the college game to, still have some competition, have some competitiveness, but it's a little bit more difficult for the younger guys because their bodies aren't as developed. In the college game, you can still bump and all that as well. So
Okay, I like that's interesting because I don't agree. Like I'm on the side of I feel like this is for colleges for these young kids that are coming in that are 18, 19 to kind of develop to see if they do have a chance to
man,
go
Dan
to the league. But I'm
Gazurak
not.
was not 18 when he came to UCLA.
He was 19, but that's an overseas kid. That's a little different. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But
I feel you. I
but
feel
no,
you.
no, I'm definitely not mad because, like you said, most kids unfortunately aren't going to go. That's just the nature of the game. Plus, NIL is so crazy right now, so these kids
It
are still
is.
getting a lot of bread during these opportunities. So, like I said, I don't fault the kids at all. Like, take advantage of the system that's provided. But I just think the NCAA, like most times, is on some shit right now. That I think they need to fix that. Katie, before we get you out of here, Steph Curry being named assistant GM at Davidson. I think Woj has kind of started a trend now. Master P's over at New Orleans now. Steph just signed over the assistant as Davidson. What are your thoughts on big name, whether it be players or personalities, becoming GMs of colleges?
I love it. I love it when your gift makes room for you. And, too often, man, we get put in boxes, right? And like, you don't have to do this or that. You can do this and that. He's setting himself up for a post career. It's his school that he went to, so he's an alumni. He's got a vested interest in that. And who better than Steph, right, to represent your program? Steph is not only just a great basketball player, but he's a great human being. He's a great ambassador for the game. He understands business. I mean, he's just really cracked the code and figured it all out. So I love to see us getting these opportunities. Bringing in P to New Orleans. Like, he put New Orleans on the map to a certain degree. And P, you remember P used to come up to UCLA and hoop with us.
Yeah, P. He used to try to fight me. We talked
And
about
he
it the
was,
one time we
if
did the
the ball
episode.
touched his hand, he was going to shoot it. He had
Every
time.
motherfucking time, couldn't tell him nothing.
But it's great to see that, man, because he has the business acumen, the resume, and the passion and the love for the game. Obviously, his kids play college ball. Lil Romeo always had a love for the game. So it's good to see. It's good to see our guys, taking their place in the game.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Steph, Master P, and Woj, man. I love the presidents they're setting, and
Big Woj.
looking forward to more guys getting the opportunity to do the same, and women. Love to see some women getting those roles too. So, Katie, man, thanks for your time. We'll definitely tap back in soon, man. Enjoy your week.
Man, thank you, bro. Always appreciate y'all having me.
Well, that's a wrap for this week on Unplugged. Thank you for joining us. You can catch this on All the Smoke Productions YouTube and the DraftKings Network. Y'all have a good one.
Tip off March basketball with Captain Morgan and DraftKings. Play free and take your shot at a share of $50,000 this March.
Head over to DraftKings.com/Captain Morgan to participate in the 5 free-to-play pools during college basketball's biggest tournament.
The contest starts March 16th and it'll go through March 28th. So enter now to get in on all the action.
Eligibility restrictions apply. Must be 21 plus to enter. Void where prohibited.
See DraftKings.com/Captain Morgan for details. Please drink responsibly. Check this out. Deli Boys on Hulu. 2 brothers, Raj and Mir, are living up the high life. Not a care in the world.
When their old man dies, it all vanishes. Poof. And they find out he just didn't own a deli, but he was a drug kingpin. And they're like, what the?
Throw in the ruthless aunt, some guys that want to kill him, and keep their dad's drug business going.
Sounds amazing, right? Deli Boys is now streaming on Hulu.
This episode is brought to you by Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network. I know we stay joking, but let me take a second to put on my serious voice. Because this isn't a joking matter. Me personally, I would never joke about a 5G network that has invested billions in building 5G towers across the country.
Me neither.
Not even once.
Me neither.
Feel me?
Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network and also provides coverage across 99% of America. Seriously. Visit boostmobile.com
or your nearest Boost Mobile store for more information.
The Boost Mobile network, together with our roaming partners, covers 99% of the U.S. population. 5G speeds not available in all areas.